Some things that I've been discovering this week has had me very, very frustrated. Very frustrated. Somebody, I don't remember who in particular, that recommended me this one podcast. But I started listening to it, and boy was I tired. Oh my god, I was so exhausted after one podcast, and I tried to continue the other, but I just couldn't mentally do it. That I want to talk about. That's something that I wanted to talk about. If you value your brain cells, I believe today is not the day for you to be listening to this live stream, because you're going to suffer with me. Are you guys ready?
Well, this is the difference between how men and women think. This is a perfect example right now. Guys, take your fucking notebooks down. Notice how we said we accept reality, right, for what it is. Fuck our feelings. We accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
You guys want us to get on the female lens and feel it's wrong or right. Our hope. And we're telling you that reality is immoral, so we don't care.
Right. So to quickly give context to what we're about to watch is a podcast from Fresh and Fit channel. The channel is called Fresh and Fit. Yeah, so the title is Redhead Girl Tried to Pull a Misogyny Card on Us. But the discussion that they're going to have is going to be so much deeper. It's beyond it. Right? And I like seeing like discussions happen. I like listening to it, and I like to think, you know, like what points are valid and what points are not. This one. Oh my god. Before we continue, I like to think both are at fault for making points that are actually, you know, not considerate of the other side. They both don't put themselves in the other side's shoe, and it is just amazing how things go down. Okay, so enjoy, guys.
So, but that was my question, and if you guys don't want to answer it, that's
What
fine.
was misogynist?
Yeah, can you tell us what was misogynistic about the podcast?
Please tell us.
You guys can just scroll through your Instagram page, you guys.
Can you tell us what was misogynistic?
Just one thing.
One thing.
Because that's a pretty serious claim.
It is.
That's a pretty
You guys have
assertive
your
claim.
preferences, and you guys have your preferences, which is fine. But there are definitely some misogynistic tendencies you guys have, especially throughout
Can
your
you tell us
Instagram
what it is
page.
then?
Yeah, for example, on one of your posts, I believe you said there was an example that you wanted to hook up with a girl, she didn't want to hook up with you, which is fine, like you said it was fine.
Yeah.
But I had to put her in her place, so I said, okay, guys, if a girl doesn't want to hook up with you, that's fine, but put her in her place. You got to call another girl in front of her and let her know, like, it just seems like in that little video I saw, it's like your ego is so hurt by the fact that a woman doesn't want to sleep with you that you have to go out of your way to disrespect her instead of just leaving her apartment and going. You have the freedom to do what you want to do. You want to go sleep with 5 girls after her? That's fine. But it's just like,
To add further context to this, this is a podcast all about inviting guests and then like discussing, I guess, how, well, relationship in general is what they discuss, I think. And the way this is being filmed, I believe these ladies here has asked to be invited to this podcast to discuss, you know, opinions from another side. And of course, these two likes to be challenged and likes to have a nice discussion with people that has disagreements to their point of view. So yeah, this is why this conversation is currently happening right now. And the way she directed this conversation to misogyny, I think it's ill-intended, and I don't agree with what she's saying because we're missing some context here. Further on, we'll find out the clip that she's talking about and how misogyny isn't exactly in the content that she was, you know, mentioning. And God, how do I say it nicely? Yeah, I think she has good intentions, but she does it awful, and the guys also does an awful job of trying to win the argument, and it's so insecure. And
you guys definitely have those misogynistic tendencies, and I see it in your comments, girls, you know, going off in your comments, and it's just like, but I get it. This is the basis of your podcast. This is why guys watch your podcast. Your fan base is just like you guys, you know, a lot of the time, I'm sure. But I mean, it's interesting to hear, and I thank you for inviting me. And
All right,
you know,
so hold on,
it was
no.
great.
I gotta rebut that real quick.
No, of course, yeah.
So okay, so when a woman says I don't want to have sex, is she's making a boundary essentially, right? She's saying she doesn't want to have sex, right? So what is wrong with me also having a boundary and saying if you don't want to have sex now, you no longer get my attention, leave? What is wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, so
It's
how's
just
that
rude.
misogynistic that I'm
Nothing's
exerting a
wrong with
boundary as well, that's in response to her exerting her boundary?
No, saying to leave is fine. I'm saying, you said that you're like, no, guys, you got to put her in her place. You got to put her in her place, and in that moment, you got to call a girl in front of her. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I said no. I said I'll call a girl in front of her.
Yeah.
But the point is that you need to remember. Keep in mind that I'm teaching men, not women.
Mhm.
So what a lot of guys will do is they'll let their girl sit there and continue to get their non-sexual attention and think it's okay.
And hope.
Reinforce.
Oh yeah.
You're reinforcing undesirable behavior from the woman, and you're letting her.
Reinforcing undesirable behavior from a woman. So now you know what we're dealing with. Ah! Woo! Woo! All right. So the question was, what's a misogyny, right? Right. So they'll pull out their own definition very soon, I think. Yeah, very shortly. But let's do our own research. What is misogyny? Misogyny. Yes. We're looking for the definition of misogyny. All right. So Wikipedia says, is hatred or contempt for women or girls. It's a way of... Oh, is it Wikipedia? Yes, it is. Yeah, it is a way of keeping women at a lower status than men. In other words, misogyny maintains and enforces sexism. Right? So women who reject subordination are punished by misogyny. Right? That is Wikipedia's definition, but I think definition varies depending on who defines it. Yeah, I don't know about Oxford. I don't know about like other articles and how they define misogyny, but in general, it is pretty much sexism specifically directed towards ladies. Yes? So yeah, you know what? Let's just keep
No,
going.
it's acceptable for you to withhold sex from me. And what I'm telling men is, no, that's not acceptable. Kick her out of your house. Just like you have the ability to exert your boundary. I don't want to have sex. I don't feel comfortable. Cool.
That's fine.
On the male side, I don't feel comfortable hanging out with you anymore now. You have to leave. The problem is this, ladies. Anytime a man exerts a boundary, right, of what he wants from a woman, especially if it's sexual, it's considered misogynistic. So in other words, it's okay for women to say what they want from men, but it is not okay for men to say what they want from women. And what we simply tell guys is, you have the option to kick her out too. You don't have to sit there and tolerate her leveraging sex against you for compliance. That is not misogynistic. Do you know what the definition of misogyny is?
I'm saying that's not you telling her to leave or you leaving is
What does misogyny mean?
misogynistic.
What does misogyny mean?
Misogyny, it's like being against women in general.
No, it is the hatred and or contempt of women.
Yes. Thank
Where
you
do
for
we
that
say we hate
dictionary
women?
definition.
Please tell us where.
Where do we hate women?
Where do you hate women?
Yes.
Is that the only definition of misogyny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why
Very, very strong words.
it's a very it's a
And
very
you've also-
serious accusation. So if you're going to say that, then back it up with we have no problem.
Yeah, I
with
mean,
Right, so where did he say that he hated women? Obviously he didn't. Obviously he didn't. The thing is though, how he states that women gets to do everything and men has to like suck it up and pretend like it's okay is not okay is what he's saying, right? Yeah, FYI, I'm listening to this again, by the way. I already went through the entire thing.
I
saying we're
just
misogynist.
gave you a whole example. You can play it back on the podcast later if you want to listen to it again. But you've even called a woman a bitch on your podcast live. Sorry for saying the B word. by
Hold
the
on.
way, but-
How does me exerting a boundary show that I hate women?
Maybe she meant patriarchal, not so
No,
much
no.
misogynistic.
Let her answer it.
Let her answer it.
Not you. Wait.
I already explained it wasn't the fact that you were setting a boundary. You were saying in the video, oh, I have to put a woman in her place because she doesn't want to have sex with me. So I'm going to go ahead and call a woman in front of her just to make a point and make her feel disrespected. And it's just like that type of behavior is just so unnecessary. If your ego is that hurt that a woman doesn't want to sleep with you, then just leave or just tell her to leave. Like, why do you have to be disrespectful like that? And then like on another video, you were on live calling a woman a bitch. It's like, I just think that's a little disrespectful, very disrespectful.
Okay, so there's a couple things that here. So number one, By telling a girl to leave, that does not mean that I hate women.
I didn't say that.
That's what misogynistic means. It means you hate women.
That's what you're saying, basically.
I didn't say because he told her to leave. That's misogynistic. I'm saying he was saying that guys, you got to put women in their place. Like if we're some submissive dogs that need to be put in our place, like no, we don't.
Who leaves
To add context, neither of them in their Instagram video has said that, you need to put women in their place. They have not said that. Yeah. Just so it's clear. And I think she misunderstood that. And she made this claim which made her position weaker, in my opinion.
relationships, men or women?
Who leads relationships?
Yeah.
Men most of the time, yeah.
Okay. So by asserting dominance, what are you doing? You're taking leadership of the relationship, right? Or the interaction, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're asserting dominance, which is what men should do and what makes men attractive in the first place. So attraction isn't moral, as I said before. And nowhere in there did I say I hate women by exerting a boundary. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with a woman saying I don't want to have sex. And it's also nothing wrong for me to say you need to leave and I'm going to call another woman. I'm in my own home. I can do what I want. If I want to call a woman in front of her, that's whatever. But that in no means I'm a misogynist.
I'm saying the way you talk about
lame.
women. Yeah, and it's just I'm saying the way you were saying it. Oh, if a woman doesn't want to have sex with you, men, you have to put her in her place.
Okay,
Like
you
I
gotta
hate
use logic here.
repeating myself.
You're going off of feelings. Like
So
you-
it's not
you-
what he said, it's how he said it.
No, it is what he said. He said what he said in the video. You guys can play it or rewatch it. I don't know what you want to do. And like I said, you've called women a bitch. The B
When did I
word.
call a woman
on-
a bitch?
It's on your Instagram page. I saw it
Okay,
yesterday.
so hold on.
What she do? That
Hold on. Yeah, because that's the thing.
Yeah.
I've called men bitches. I've called
Yeah.
women bitches. I've insulted everyone. Here's the thing that you don't like. Women have fought for equality. Therefore, they're equal and they can make their own decisions, correct? From a society standpoint, right? Same rights, same privileges, whatever. I can't think of a right or a privilege that a woman has that a man doesn't. I can find privileges that women have that men
A
don't.
lot.
So, with that said, women are free to make their choices. The difference is that there's consequences to these choices. You don't want to have sex? Cool. Now you must leave. Nothing misogynistic about me exerting a boundary just like she did. Number two, calling a woman a bitch. Under what context? Because if a woman is acting rude or crass, she can be called a bitch just like any other woman and or any other man. I insult everyone the same. I've kicked men off this show. I've kicked women off this show. So calling a women don't get privilege for being women just to act ridiculous and not be called out on it. If I call a woman a bitch,
To provide a bit more context, because a lot of things are missing from what we're listening here. To add a bit more, the video that the lady here with the red hair is referring to is this one Instagram video of these two men, I guess, providing information on what to do in a situation where you bring a girl home, but the girl doesn't want to have sex. And his instruction is to be okay with that, but then, I guess, enter a different room and give a call to another girl who would be down to have sex with, right? And if the lady that is, home with him is going to hear that, then competition anxiety kicks in, and then she will feel like, oh, I'm not sleeping with this guy who other girls would like to sleep with. So apparently that is the mind game that he's trying to play. Yeah, with these ladies that doesn't like to have sex when they rock up to his crib, I guess.
when women refer to other women as bitches, it's like, oh hey bitch. It's not like you're a fucking bitch. Like no, sorry.
okay, have you never called a woman a bitch in a degrading form? To shit on her, are you fucking bitch? You've never done that.
Of course I've called a woman.
Are you a
B word
misogynist?
before. No, but
Okay.
I'm trying to say that in that video, what you were doing is like it seems like your ego was so hurt that the girl didn't want to sleep with you that you have to go out of your way to call a woman in front of her just to make her feel bad. And like you were talking about women in a way that you have to teach them a lesson if they don't want to sleep with you. And it's just like, why can't a woman just not want to sleep with
No,
you?
I
because she doesn't wanna
disagree.
sleep with you?
And that's okay, but
and you
there's
don't have to take
consequences to that.
Why should there be consequences if I don't want
Okay,
to
hold
sleep
on.
with you?
If you don't want to sleep with me, why should I continue to give you attention?
You
You're
just-
not entitled to my time or my attention. That's the problem. So women are not entitled. I'm going to say that again. Women are not entitled to a man's time, attention, and resources if she does not want to reciprocate on her end and give him sexual access. You are not entitled to it. And for a man to exert boundaries and say, listen, you got to get out and or call another woman in front of her, it doesn't matter. You no longer want to give what the man wants. He's within his right to kick you out any way he sees fit, just like you are within your right to withhold sex from him.
Like you just said there should be consequences if a woman doesn't want to sleep with you. That
Yes.
is so troubling. Like
How's that
that is
troubling?
just, you don't see how that's weird. Like that's just weird.
So it's okay for you.
I agree with her point. If the woman doesn't want to have sex with you, and why should I give you my attention? Holy shit! Oh, I don't trust this guy. Oh my god. That means whatever he does for other people, he expects something in return. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. What happened to him? Like, how was he raised? He must have had like a tough upbringing to grow up into this kind of person. Can she just sit there and get my non-sexual attention? Oh, yeah, I wanted to say something before, but yeah, not before what we just heard, right? And now that we've listened to it, this is how you die alone. This is it. This is it. It's gonna make it very hard for you to find a person who will love you unconditionally, because you can't love them unconditionally. You're not built like that. If you're like this, you're looking for a wrong kind of people. You're just looking for the activity. You're looking for sex and not connection. Oh wow. Imagine me sweating at work while listening to this, and it's not because I was working hard, it's because I'm listening to this and oh man, the blood rushed to my head when I heard this. Woo! Yes, TFP, isn't this fun? Isn't this fun? Like what? It's almost like wondering what happens if you, I guess, put a frog and an insect in the same space just to see what happens. It's almost like this. It's just fascinating to, you know, see things unfold the way it does, you know? Right, so as Nora is saying, if she doesn't want to have sex with me, that's cool, but it's time to put my boundaries. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm saying, if you go multiple dates with a guy, right?
Yeah.
And you feel like, you know what? I don't want to give him sex. That's okay, right?
I think you should do whatever you want to do on guys, and like sexually, if you don't want to have sex with a man after 5 dates, you don't have to.
Perfect. So if he wants to call a girl in front of you, that's his prerogative, right?
Of course, I'm just saying he was saying to do that as a consequence, because that's
shame
yeah,
the
to
woman?
shame a woman. It's
Well-
because you're not having sex with me,
well-
I'm gonna call someone and make you feel some type of way.
Yes,
It's like,
because the consequence is him calling a girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the same thing as a girl, you know, punching a guy for not having sex.
What?
punching a guy.
No,
Punishing.
punishing.
Oh, punishing a guy.
The point is that it's okay for women to withhold sex from men with zero consequence, but it's not okay to kick out girls and or hold them to some kind of consequence when they don't want to give sex.
You can do whatever you want. I just think that in the video that I'm talking about, you guys are saying it in a very disrespectful way, saying that there should, and like you just said, there should be consequences if she doesn't want to sleep with you. It's like, at the end of the day, I'm sorry, guys are not entitled to your body, like regardless how
Oh,
many
and you're
dates
not
you go
entitled
on.
to a man's time.
Yeah, and
It
if
sounds-
you, sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead. I've
It
been talking
sounds
too much.
rapey. I get what you're saying, but he probably didn't mean it in that way, you know.
But
it does sound a little rapey, just a little bit.
No.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing.
Man.
And this is why this podcast is so important.
Yep.
Guys, this is the reality of the world.
Let's stop there. Actually, I agree with him. This kind of podcast is important. That's why we're having this discussion right here. Oh god, I'm sweating again listening to this. Holy shit. Oh man, this is a workout. All right. Man. If the girl's not gonna have sex with you, then yeah, why is she there, right? it's almost like you can't treat a person like a person. Yeah, I mean, you're after sex and she's there. She doesn't want to give it. Why are you here? It's not because we had a good time together and we want to continue the good time that we're having, you know, at my own crib, and you know, just continue enjoying our moment together. It's nothing like that. It's, you know, it's for it to lead into sex. It's such a nice guy mentality. such a nice guy mentality. And you soon realize how this entire community of Fresh and Fit, the channel, is an echo chamber. It's amazing how many comment that you see with the amount that they're donating to this channel and how much they agree with these two. There's only like one counter argument that I've seen from a person who's listening. So nice to hear why female why. Exactly. This is what this whole thing is. This guy's reaction to what she's saying, the entirety of it is that.
It just
No, I'm saying the manner in which you're going about it and saying that women have to be, like I said, like have to be punished. Like there's consequences because you
Yes.
don't want to have sex with me. That I have to make you
if
feel
a
bad
woman does
because you
not
don't want to have
forgive
sex
you
with
desired
me.
behavior, you should punish that
And
bad behavior.
you were talking about women as if we're like these dogs that have to be submissive and like trained into being these submissive creatures that, you know, it's like there's just something wrong with that to me.
I
Well,
mean,
just so you know, right? Most Western women are not feminine at all. So to be a part of a man's lifestyle, hey, she may need to be trained to be feminine. So like that's normal.
we should play the video. Let's get the video and play it. We got 11,000 live viewers. Because here's the thing: if you're gonna call someone a misogynist, then you never need to be able to back it up. So we will give you the access to the video. Which video was it? Let's go on our Instagram
TikTok.
and pull it up. Was
I
it
think
TikTok?
I think it's TikTok. We posted on Instagram.
Okay.
I think
Okay,
so.
So is it on IG?
Yeah. So go
Yeah,
to
it's on IG,
Fresh and
'cause she
Fit.
went- yeah, I guess it's on IG somewhere. We're gonna go on the Fresh and Fit one. And here's the thing: like I said, this isn't to attack you or anything, but it's just like if you're gonna make a claim and say someone's a misogynist, which is a pretty
And look,
yeah, that's a pretty serious
I get
accusation.
how you feel, but to say misogynistic, man, that's a
No, look,
whole
and
nother
you
dynamic.
guys making it like obviously it sounds like I'm being very harsh right now, but
though.
I'm not saying you guys are flat out going to be saying misogynistic things like, oh, women ain't, you know, shit, whatever. But I'm saying I can tell that you guys have a lot of misogynistic tendencies in the way you think, maybe, and like
Oh, really?
I feel like you guys should be a little, I don't know, just be a little open-minded to that. I think. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like being open-minded to your flaws sometimes. I think everyone should be.
So you're saying that we hate women, basically?
I didn't. When did I say that?
Misogyny is the hate of women.
Yeah, you're
I
saying
said
that.
you're taking this to the extreme. I said that you guys, just like a lot of men, have some misogynistic tendencies, and I think you should be open to like maybe understanding some of your flaws. Just like, you know, I should be open to understanding my flaws. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We can all improve in a lot of
Okay,
ways.
but we're asking you. You said we're
No,
misogynists.
Chris?
Yeah, you guys have
Okay, so all right, let's.
Oh god, the way they understand misogyny is just incredible. You're calling me dank. So you're saying that I'm wet. You said I got swag. No, I'm not wearing any bag. What are you talking about? Are we sweating together? Are we working out? This got me hyperventilating. Whew.
I'm still trying to figure.
I think it's this one here.
Was it this one?
Yeah.
Was
no,
it,
no.
I don't want to have bedroom fun.
Yeah,
Is that one it?
On left hand
I
side, Chris.
think I'm not sure.
That one, yeah.
Is this one it?
Play.
All right.
There, this is it.
This is it,
When a
right?
girl's at your crib and she says, "Oh, I don't want to have any bedroom fun," totally cool. You can't get mad. You basically get up, say, "All right, no problem," and you're gonna go call another girl, okay? And then what's gonna happen is she's gonna hear you talking to another girl. Competition anxiety spikes, and then you're gonna come back and you're gonna tell her, "Listen, I respect your boundaries. I understand you don't want to have any bedroom fun, but I got my needs, and I'll see you later." And you tell her to leave. Simple as that, guys. Never, ever let a girl leverage bedroom fun against you to try to get some compliance. She's within her right to not give you the fun, but you're within your right to get the fun from somebody else. Don't be stupid. Don't chase, replace.
Okay. What part?
But you know what though? I appreciate this kind of message because for people who doesn't understand like boundaries for, you know, to respect the other side, right? Let's say it's a nice guy who feels like men are entitled to get whatever they want out of women, right? But they don't realize that they rationalize it that way, right? So they do nice things for women and women doesn't give anything back in return and they go, "The fuck? Why are you not following the script? Like, why are you not following the rules? If I do nice things to you, then that means you're gonna have sex with me. What the fuck?" And now, after this, it's gonna branch off to two directions. Yeah, it could go one way or the other. One way, put music. You want the music back on? All right, hold on. Yeah, so one way is for it to, I guess, turn into a peaceful ending, right? So the guy understands that she doesn't want to have sex and leaves. Or the violent other. We're talking about the obvious, you know, like, you don't have a choice kind of way, right? What this video is teaching is for it to not go the violent way. And I actually respect that about this video. I don't see the misogyny in this, except it is rude. the way this guy is teaching, you know, these men who never had sexual relationship, or maybe they just need like a relationship advice on how to pick up girls. The way he teaches is it's very inconsiderate, right? So the girl doesn't want to have sex with you after going home with you, so just kick her out and call a different girl who would want to have sex with you. But my concern is, what if it's a guy who doesn't have any other girls to call up? The guy's just gonna pretend like a loser and, you know, call up an imaginary girl for a booty call? Alright, so such good advice: when she's not ready, just throw her away. I think it's better than, you know, having a violent outcome. Yeah, because, you know, guys with pent-up cum tend to, you know, do a lot of irrational things. Stuff that, you know, is not worth it. Kara was saying, what if it isn't a hookup, it's a relationship and the girl isn't ready and the guy listens to this advice to pressure her? Disgusting. Intention is wrong, but the outcome, if you consider the outcome, I think I like it, because, you know, it's not forcing the girl to do anything. And if that thought process of like, I'm manipulating this chick into having sex with me and it doesn't work out, I think it's better. You know, both sides is happy until the guy realizes that it's not working. Yeah, I have nothing against this. This is fun. I'm glad you guys are suffering through this with me. If you're a guy who needs like a pickup advice, if you're just looking for sex, then you obviously shouldn't follow my instruction, because that will force you to be human to other people. So yeah, if you're just there for sex, then don't listen to my advice. But if you're looking for a relationship, long lasting and a happy end, be yourself, but still be respectful for what the other person thinks about many different things. The problem with this guy is he's not able to see things from different points of view. He's very biased in his own opinion, and he doesn't like to lose. He's very competitive. So that is actually hurting him and he doesn't realize, right? But, you know, he's finding a successful career out of like discussing this matter, obviously. He has a successful channel with like a lot of audience who is willing to put up $100 at a time to send a message for it to be read out. So this is his job and he's good at it, right? Thus, continuously encouraging this behavior out of him, which is a shame. Yeah, Kara was saying if she really likes them, they would feel pressured. If they're young and inexperienced, they would feel like they'd have to, or they'll lose them. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep
that
going.
was misogynistic. Please tell me, because that to me makes common sense. If you don't want to have sex with me, cool. It's in your right. You can leave if you want to. But guess what? I got my rights as well. I want to get laid. Hey Susie, what's up? Come through.
Course.
What's wrong with that?
So what is misogynistic about that
Of course,
video?
no. You have your right to whatever you want to do after that. But I'm saying, you don't see the part in the video where he's like, you said you have to manipulate the woman just because she play these mind games because she didn't want to have sex with you. Yeah, like give her anxiety, like literally give a woman anxiety because she doesn't. Yeah, because she doesn't want to have sex with you. You said it in the,
There's no manipulation.
in the video. You just said it.
Yeah.
She can
Sorry, Michael.
leave at any time.
No, she's generalizing anxiety. No, the competition anxiety that he's talking about is when, well, it's almost like FOMO, isn't it? The fear of missing out is when, you know, you don't want to miss out on a live stream. So yeah, you want to make sure that you wake up even though you need rest, right? Yeah, competition anxiety is when you don't want to lose. And that emotion festers in your emotions. Wait, what? I said emotions twice. Yeah. Competition anxiety is when you feel like you're, you know, going to lose when you feel like you can win. So that's what feeds the gambling addictions. That's what feeds, you know, I guess a lot of athletes to, I guess, stay motivated and to, I don't know, do things that they do. So yes, that's my comment on how she interprets competition anxiety. I don't think it's the same thing. Yeah, anxiety and competition anxiety, although they are both anxieties, they feel completely different. Completely different. Yeah, and I think she's just mixing it up.
Sorry. What do you say? Respect her boundaries.
Yep.
She can leave.
Did you not hear it? Did you not hear the video? He
Yeah,
said
competition
you
anxiety.
have to create a competition anxiety. So you want to give a woman anxiety because she doesn't want to have sex with you? Come on.
Okay,
Come on.
obviously you don't understand how women work.
You said it in
right?
the video. I mean,
But I get the point of the video too, where like if that's what you're looking for, just to hook up, the other person has to respect that.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
if you tell
Well,
them
clearly
it's okay
they
to
don't
leave,
respect it because you guys are saying we're
But it's
misogynists for
also-
exerting that boundary.
you should be tactful. Like when you talk to people, like you have to be. You don't have to, but it's the right thing to do to consider the two. You could be like, hey.
She clearly doesn't consider
you
my
don't have
feelings.
to call her in front of the
Well,
girl.
here's the thing,
You
here's the
could just
thing.
be like, hey, can
Why?
I gotta do something.
Why should I
Can
respect
leave.
her feelings when she's not giving me what I want? She's not respecting my feelings.
You fucking psychopath!
That's the problem. Women want it one-sided. I want you to treat me like a princess regardless of whatever. I want you to give me the attention, whatever. But when a man puts his foot down and says, listen, I have boundaries too, and I have requirements as well. You don't want to fuck it out.
That's not,
And I was very polite about it too. But if I call another girl, right? Here's the thing. I can't choose how a woman feels.
It's fine. That,
If I call another girl, it's called competition anxiety, which means other girls want guys that other women want to be with. So if I call another girl and she feels competition anxiety, it's not my fault that she feels that way. I'm doing what I'm gonna do. How she feels is irrelevant to me.
Right. It's fine that she does, that you do tell her, you know, hey, I'm looking for like a hookup or whatever. So like, you know, it's fine. Like I can have somebody over, but to actually call somebody in front, like that's kind of like, it's like a little disrespectful. You know?
Lame.
It's
That's
disrespectful.
very
Hold on. No. It's disrespectful that she doesn't want to have sex.
It's disrespectful that a woman
Yes,
doesn't want to have sex.
because-
Disrespectful to who though? To
Okay,
you?
it's disrespectful because I've spent my time hanging out with this woman and she doesn't want to have sex.
4+
So
hours,
therefore,
money.
she doesn't.
Oh! Oh no! I spent time with you. I spent money on you. I took you out for dinner. We had such a great time. You drank my money. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm dying. Oh my goodness. But you know, a lot of people finds this relatable though, and that is what's sad about it. Some people agree with this thought process. It's really sad. He's another one of those pickup artists, right? Yeah, you know those pickup artist YouTubers who offers advice about how to pick up girls and that. Yeah, and like claims as if they know how girls work, you know, that they know how women work, etc. Yeah. And those people tend to have, actually no, I'm not gonna claim to know anything, but you can kind of expect, you know, what kind of person they are in real life. Yeah, cause this is fiction. Like you as a man trying to calculate what the you know the opposite gender is going to do is all fiction. Yeah, you just think that everything's moving your way, when in reality you're just pretending like everything that works for you is what you intended to do, which is probably not the case. And any failures that happen, you're probably going to forget about it. But yes, yeah, you took my money and time but won't suck my dick. Disgusting, says Wedge. And Nora is saying all that attention has gone non-sexual, call plan B. Right. And yeah, Karo is saying he's a nice guy, but not even nice. Well, if he's trying to give instruction, then obviously, you know, he's not gonna sound nice because that's all the clockwork behind it. Right? That's all the manipulation and the mind games that he plays whenever, you know, something doesn't go his way, right? And actually respect the guy for not wasting time. If he wants something, then yeah, you should move on to something else, or someone else for this matter. And get what you want. You know, you gotta work for that. It's just... Imagine watching this on YouTube. That's right, yeah. Join us on Twitch. If you're a stranger and would like to join us for a conversation, please join. Join Twitch. Yeah, we have fun time here. Yeah, we laugh at stuff like this. Although this is probably the first time actually reacting to a video. Alright, so shall we press on? Are we guys ready? That's English.
Don't want to have sex. Cool. You gotta leave now. Like I said, it is that's the problem.
Well,
like it is okay for women to exercise they're able to leverage sex against men for compliance, but it's not okay for men to leverage attention for compliance.
Well, if that's been established at that point, that's it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's implied though, because if you're going on a date with a guy and then you're like, you know what, I'm going on a date with a guy, spend hours with him, have him spend the money, then you go to his place and you're like, you know what, I don't want to have sex. That's mad disrespectful. Why don't you tell him in the first place, you know what, I don't like it that much, but let's, if you're the woman, say, hey, you know what, I don't like it that much, but let's be friends and then see what happens. No sex tonight. Tell him up front. Don't wait. Don't play this kind of
But
mouse
some
game.
people
What games? What? Don't play this kind of game. What does he mean by that?
Some girls go to a guy's house and like
Facts.
they're in bed with a guy
Yep.
and they're cuddling with the guy
Yep.
and they're there making out with you,
Half
doing the
naked.
most, and then when the guy tries to make a move, they're like, whoa, I'm out of here. Like, no, don't end up in his room, in his bed if you don't want to do anything.
There you go.
From the beginning, if you're at dinner and you have no intentions of being with that guy, do not go home with him.
I got work in the morning. I gotta go home early.
you don't have to do that. Cuddling and the whole thing, that's not not gonna work.
The point I'm trying to make, which you guys just don't.
This is what creates the separation. This is why men and women can't have like a normal interaction sometimes, because expectations like this exist, where women have to worry about what that guy is thinking when, you know, they get invited for like a night out or lunch or, you know, even for a coffee. Because then you have to worry about, what if this guy just, you know, wants something out of me, right? And this frustrates the shit out of me. So yeah, Elgorath is saying, to some extent, if you go home with someone, it's a social expectation that sex is on the table. According to the Western culture, yes. No, it's just the fact that we need to acknowledge that is the issue that I have. Why does that have to be the expectation? It is just annoying. Why can't we just invite someone over to your own place without having to, I guess, imagine what kind of position you'll be while, you know, having an intercourse?
Understand is a man's attention is not free, just like your sex isn't free. He is not entitled to spend another second with you if you don't want to fuck. And that's the problem that women have here. You went to the extent of calling me a misogynist for exerting a boundary, which the woman also exerted as well. It was
Yes,
in response to her asserting her right. I don't want to have sex. Cool. You no longer are going to get my attention. How is that misogynistic than me hating women? I think that's me being intelligent about my time.
I've repeated myself like 5 times, but I'll say it again.
Everything
The
that
definition
he
of misogyny,
says.
hate and or contempt for
First of
women.
all, I think you guys are not straight up misogynist, because that would be stupid to be a straight up blatant. I don't think you're blatant about it, but you have a lot of misogynistic tendencies, which I think that's the key of this podcast, that you guys are able to reframe these ideas into a way that's consumable for like modern men to be like, oh yeah, this is okay to listen to, which is a whole other thing. But I was just saying that
I'm with her.
the
I'm
manipulation
with
part
her.
and like the entitlement that you felt in that video, just because a woman doesn't want to have sex with you, the audacity, you have to punish her. You have to play these manipulative
So
games.
why are you entitled to his time then?
I'm not entitled to anything.
You're saying by me removing her from the place, then she's
No, I
entitled to my
didn't. I
time.
did not say that. Are you
No, because you said it's misogynistic.
playing those manipulative games? Like why the what you said in the video, that you feel entitled to having sex that you feel like there should be consequences to the fact that she doesn't want to have sex with you.
Yes, there are consequences.
What's wrong with that?
She no longer gets my attention. That's the consequence.
If I'm out with a
No.
girl, right, and obviously I know what I want, she knows what I want. Why even come to my room? Like, I'm just saying, look,
Yeah.
if you're not into the guy, you're not into that, understand. It's your choice. You can walk away, say, you know what, this was fun. I gotta go home. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
It's done. Right there, it's done.
Mhm.
But to go to this spot and then be like, all right, I don't know, you know, da da da. What is that? Like, just don't show up.
Sometimes people don't like to give everything the first time they meet someone, because that can be a little overwhelming.
And that's fine.
So maybe they might want to sleep with you the few days later, maybe.
Here's a problem. We're
Couple
talking about
weeks,
what the woman
but-
wants. What about what the man wants? Why is it when a man exerts what he wants, it's misogynistic? That's the problem. It's not
I mean,
misogynistic.
you're both.
No,
it's
no,
a
no, no,
two-way
no,
street,
no,
you're
no.
both equal with
It's
each
not
other,
misogynistic.
right?
It's not
So-
misogynistic. It's realistic. For every action, there is a reaction. You just don't like the reaction because you no longer benefit from it. We tell men on this podcast, if women don't want to have sex with you, that's within their right. But it's also within your right to kick her the fuck out your house and get a girl that will. The problem is that when women no longer get what they want, right? The attention, resources, whatever, the guy is misogynistic. But if the guy continues to hang out with her and doesn't get what he wants, it's okay. It's okay for women to continue getting what they want, and it's not okay for men to exert boundaries. And then you went as far as to say, I'm going to keep going on this. I'm not going to stop until we get to the bottom of this. What about what I'm saying is misogynistic, the hatred and contempt of women?
What about it? What about it? Right, so you bring a girl over, you come home with her, no boom boom, you go into the other room, call up another girl, and then kick the girl that is at home with you out of the house. Right, so how is that misogynistic? He doesn't need to call a girl right in front of her. He could tell her to leave and then call someone else. It's the manipulation that's the problem, right? So the intention is to motivate the lady to have sex with you, is it not? But at the same time being okay with her not wanting to have sex. Oh, actually no, that's a little that sounds a little forceful actually. I think the guy is encouraging the other people to, I guess, be okay with the fact that sometimes things don't go your way. Yeah, it is pressuring her. Yes. Yeah, that is the intention of calling another girl over and kicking her out, right? So I'm assuming he's not looking for a commitment. I guess I don't understand this world. I don't understand this side of the world. If this is the way this guy treats women, then it's probably misogynistic. If this is the only way that he treats women. Any attack or revenge is bad in my opinion. Kicking the girl out, a bit douchey, but it's ending it where the mismatch of expectation is revealed. It's fair, you're ending it. And yes, that's why I actually agree with the video being referenced by this discussion, right? So I don't have a problem with the way like he's telling his audience to do this, because the type of people that would listen to this podcast is probably his type of people, right? So yeah, whatever that doesn't end up in a violent outcome, I encourage. Yeah, no matter what kind of, I guess, action that people will have to take. It is disrespectful nonetheless. That's what it is. I don't know about misogyny though. But actually no. Yeah, like this context only works if you're the guy and the other person is the chick. Where you just see them as a sex object. It is a bit misogynistic. It is just a little bit. But I wouldn't say that's the intention. The intention is not to be misogynistic. The intention is to be resource efficient. Is what this guy thinks. He has a business mindset for a relationship. That's what's wrong. That is what's wrong with this.
For exerting a boundary.
I already said that a lot of your videos have the misogynistic tendencies. You're not a blatant misogynist. And I already said that in the video,
There's no,
your
you
mindset...
Can't, you can't like preface the word with blatant or whatever. Misogyny is misogyny. That is a definition. Hate or contempt for women. Where am I openly saying I hate women, I hate women, or I can have contempt for them or whatever?
Well, there's different types of misogyny. There's definitely blatant misogynists, just like there's blatant racists, and racists that are not as blatant about their racism. They're not as open about it. There's the same thing with misogyny. And like I was saying, you're within your right. If you don't want to hang out with a girl, you can kick her out. Go ahead, do whatever you want. You're within your right. I'm not arguing with you about that.
So how is exerting a right that I have?
We have it right here.
misogynistic?
Definition of misogyny: hatred of, aversion to, or prejudice against women.
Yes.
So you're saying that that's who we are?
I said you have a lot of misogynistic tendencies underlying in your videos. Yes.
Prejudice.
And I feel like you guys, I feel like you guys are being very what's it called when you're trying to fight something very you're getting really offended that I'm saying this, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you guys.
No, but
we're not
simply telling you, if you're gonna make a claim and call us misogynist,
please tell us.
I have been. I've repeated myself like
You have
5
not.
times.
No, you haven't.
Like I said,
That's the reason why we're telling you to continue, is because that does not prove misogyny whatsoever. Exerting a boundary for undesirable behavior from women is not misogyny.
That's why I'm
Okay,
being.
but prejudice, you're like having prejudice towards a preference towards men over women in certain areas or like in different areas.
Did you girls get what I was saying though? Did you understand what I was saying? I'm saying if you're within your right to kick a girl out, not want to be around her if she doesn't want to have sex with you. You're within your
That
right.
is not misogyny.
I'm saying that's not misogyny. I'm saying you're
So
within
what
your
is?
right to do
So
that.
what is misogyny then?
I was saying that the way in which you speak about women in that video, you're saying that, oh, because she doesn't want to have sex with me, there should be consequences, and you have to give women anxiety and make them feel bad about it. And
I
it's
never
like,
said
why?
that. I said you simply call another woman.
Play manipulative games. Yeah,
you
you're
call
making
another
women feel
woman.
bad.
Hold on. You call another woman. Competition anxiety comes. The girl will be like, oh, who is this other girl he's calling? Whatever. I can't choose how she feels.
You know what you're doing. You're trying to play manipulative games.
No. I'm trying to get sex, and a byproduct of that is that she's getting anxiety.
You just gotta tell her straight up, hey, I'm gonna have some company later. Can you go?
Yeah.
But you don't
No,
gotta
but-
be like,
but no,
hey, you wanna
girls,
come
girls,
pull
girls,
up
ladies,
hold on.
to my
This
crib?
is-
Hold on. Okay, so tell me if I'm understanding it wrong. I don't know how you guys, I guess digested his point, right? I think he is not misogynist. He's just trying to be efficient with the resources that he has, time, money, right? To get what he wants, and the end product just happens to be misogynistic. Yeah, he doesn't have the intention to be misogynistic, but it just turns out to be misogynistic. Unintentional misogyny. That's the thing. Yeah, Karo is saying, don't have to make her feel like shit. Just tell her to leave and hook up with someone else. No need to play games and call someone else while she's still there. I think he doesn't know how to invest in anything. I think he only plays games where he is guaranteed to have something back. You understand? Like, he's guaranteed to win. That's the only game that he plays. He has probably never invested his time or money into, I guess, like a stock market or something, or maybe someone that love him back. I don't know. He never gifted anything. Like, he never, out of his own charity, provided something for another person so that they feel happy. Not sure he's the type of person who would be satisfied by, just, I guess, seeing other people being happy, like smiling, appreciating, being grateful. I guess that's not enough. It has to be materialistic. Transactional relationship. Thank you, Elgora. Thank you. Thank you for putting it into words. Yeah, Karo is saying someone don't love him back. All right, let's make them feel like shit. Yeah. That's kind of how he's going about it. It's sad. This is what I mean by he'll die alone if he keeps this up. There's no loyalty or anything. It's just because you have something that I want, I'm gonna be with you kind of thing. Yucky.
This is why men should never listen to women when it comes
Never.
to dating, relationships, and advice, because you guys don't understand what it takes to be attractive as a man to a woman. As a man to a woman. You know what you may like or whatever it is, but you don't know what makes you attractive as a man. And having boundaries and exerting those boundaries, regardless of how she feels, is what makes you attractive. Being indifferent to female emotion.
Hold on, I need to hear that again.
Relationships and advice, because you guys don't understand what it takes to be attractive as a man to a woman.
You guys don't understand what it takes to be attractive as a guy to a woman. Isn't that up to the woman? Wait, what? I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry? Okay. Hold on. This is a classic case of mansplaining, isn't it? This is him mansplaining.
Be like,
Advice, because you guys don't understand what it takes to be attractive as a man to a woman. As a man to a woman. You know what you may like or whatever it is, but you don't know what makes you attractive as a man. And having boundaries and exerting those boundaries, regardless of how she feels, is what makes you attractive. Being indifferent to female emotion. So, again, it is not misogynistic to have boundaries and exert them.
That's not what I'm saying. You are free to have your boundaries. Free to have your boundaries.
So then where are we misogynistic? I'm gonna keep
I've
going.
said it
I'm gonna keep going.
five-
You can't make claims like that and not be able to
I
back it
think-
up.
said it 5 times.
I think honestly that we should agree to disagree. In my opinion, I feel like based on what she's saying, I think that if you want to invite another girl over, you don't have to make it public. You don't have to tell her, hey, another
Did I
girl's
not say-
coming
hold on,
over.
in the video, did I not say go in another room and make a phone call?
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part. I understood
selective
that you
hearing.
would have made the call in front of the girl.
Selective
Based on what
hearing.
I've heard.
I said you're gonna get up and go into another room and use the phone.
Okay.
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 That's
Well,
what I
look,
said.
if you make the call in another room and you want to invite another girl and say, hey, look, listen, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah, but
Why would that give her
Hold on.
social
But
anxiety?
that-
That
that-
she's
that doesn't
not
change
aware.
anything.
But he did say that he wants to announce it, right? That he'll have someone over, so you have to go. Isn't that what he said in the video, or did I mishear that part? Yeah, and Elgorath, I want to hear your point. Yeah, having said that, sorry. Yeah, he's right in some sense, you say, right? Yeah, having said that, would feel he's on an extreme that wouldn't represent me either. The reason why I'm saying he's mansplaining is because he seems to have an idea of how men could be attractive, right? If he follows his instructions, these things that he's telling people to do. He's saying that he knows how to be attractive, but it depends on to who. Like, he knows how to be attractive to women. But what does that mean? I'm she's spelling, am I? Alright, my apologies. Let's
If
keep
she's not
going.
aware, what
Because
was
it's not what he
the
was saying.
anxiety?
It's not what he
That
meant.
makes
That's
sense.
why.
Oh, sorry. Elgorath was saying, yeah, women and men tend to value different things, thus they have mismatch in expectations of how the opposite sex should value a partner. Right. So I like this exchange of ideas. Yeah. It's just yeah, Elgorath, I don't know because I keep pausing. It's my fault too. It's my fault for pausing. It's just it's good to get some discussion out of the way while, you know, this discussion keeps feeding us what to talk about, because it's about to get... Oh, of course they're not going to break out into an argument. It's just... although they're already having an argument. But it's not going to get violent. With that said, there's a lot of things that will be mentioned that not a lot of people will agree with. Yeah, so Soggy can't take this serious. The thing is, they are serious. That's the issue. And I've been laughing all the way. I'm having fun. Because I can see some people suffering. I live for the reactions that I see in the chat. Yeah. And Karo is saying everyone is different. Some women value sex more and some men don't, and vice versa. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And men who value sex is the audience here for this channel. And the advice that this guy gives is specifically to those who are looking for sex. Elgorath is saying, I mean, I don't agree with this guy, but he does speak to some concept. Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he's a peaceful solution to those who doesn't have the know-how of how to, I guess, get what they want. Yeah, so I actually don't mind this guy at all. It's just the message that he spreads is what I personally have a problem with. Let's keep going.
Guys, that's
Yeah.
why it doesn't make sense.
Ladies,
It's not
hold
what
on,
he
hold
meant.
on. Ladies, anxiety and hatred are two different things. If you give a woman anxiety, that's not hatred.
But how
She
would
won't
get-
have anxiety if she
she
doesn't
won't
know
have
that
anxiety
you're
if
calling
she doesn't
another
know, yeah.
woman and another
Yeah,
woman.
I didn't want her to
Ladies,
know.
you wear makeup, you have different hair colors, you have, stuff like that. That's playing a game. You're manipulating men's emotions to get what you want, correct? Same thing, you'll be here natural and, onto the podcast. But men have certain ways to get women, and that's what he's saying. He's like, listen, I don't hate her.
It's
but
okay for you to manipulate
Yo.
the way you look and to change it and distort it to get attraction from women and attention from men. But it's not okay for men to exert boundaries, and then that's considered manipulation.
Yo,
Okay.
this is example of like when a girl says to you, "Hey, I'm coming over. We're not having sex, okay?" And you're like, "Yeah, cool. Let's just chill." But you really want to tell her, we're gonna fuck. But if you tell her that off rip, she's gonna be like, "Nah, I'm not coming."
Exactly.
She comes over, you guys chill, the vibe is there, things happen. You can't say things like that straight up. Because you gotta understand, right? We understand how women work, so we're not gonna say things up front like that. You gotta do it a certain way. You gotta be smooth with it.
Women have an issue
Yeah,
with
it's
direct
not blatant
communication.
misogyny.
Yeah, they have an issue with direct communication. So I mean, again, like I said, nothing in that is misogynistic.
I think you guys are kind of missing what I'm saying still. But I'm just saying like in
No,
the
but you've been saying the same thing over, and it's not
Yeah,
misogyny. Is
I'm
what I'm
sa-
trying to say. You've repeated yourself multiple
Okay.
times, and I've told you what you have said is not misogyny.
you in the video you are speaking about women as if we're dogs that need to be submissive and be taught a lesson. And it's just like I don't know if you can see that there's so many like misogynistic like
I'm teaching men to be leaders, which is inherently attractive to women.
okay.
I'm teaching men to be leaders, which is inherently attractive
But
to women.
but earlier in the podcast you said that women can't be in leadership roles, that they can't
They
lead.
cannot, which is why I said I'm teaching
So
men how
you're-
to be in a leadership role to be attractive to women.
Okay, yeah. So I would argue that also that comment you made that women cannot be leaders is pretty misogynistic as well. But I mean, look, we all
Okay,
have
name,
different.
name one matriarchy that stood the test of time.
Just one. Just one.
Just one.
Please.
Hold up. What's matriarchy again? Matriarchy. Yes. Here we go. Right, so matriarchy is a system of society or government ruled by women or women. So England, right? Although it's not exactly monarchy anymore. Yeah, it's government now. New Zealand, prime minister is woman. Yeah, woman rules, right? That's what matriarchy is. Patriarchy is men ruling the place, I'm assuming. New Zealand is a show. New Zealand's doing great with the pandemic. Everybody's still walking around and shit. I think for the first time, they actually locked down over in New Zealand. Was it first time? I'm actually not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. I might be wrong. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he wants matriarchy, successful matriarchy to be mentioned, right? But the shit that this guy spits out is incredible. Leadership men make men attractive, huh? Okay. Didn't know that. I can't say it's the same with the Asian culture. I don't think I can relate. I personally don't relate. I let Jelly run this business. Yeah, I don't really know. Yeah, my relationship works with mutual respect, so I don't know anything about leadership. I think with Jelly and I's relationship, we're both leaders. It's teamwork. Huh.
Please one. You got you.
Name a what?
A
One
matriarchy
matriarchy.
that has stood the test of time.
You never
A
know.
female-led society.
Female
That's
that's
not
like
possible in this world.
no, I mean they're
And you
just they're
mentioned earlier
having
the patriarchy.
Because
So-
of patriarchy, it's not
What's the
possible.
definition?
No,
because
they're-
of the way it was created. But it could be a different way. But it won't.
Okay, hold on.
It
hold on.
won't, but it could
Everything
be.
I say on this podcast is rooted in fact. I said women cannot lead and they're not capable of being leaders. This isn't, ladies, you guys are thinking like I'm saying men are better than women. I'm not saying that. I'm saying men are better at certain things than women, and leadership just happens to be one of them. And as a matter of fact, and especially we say within the confinements of a relationship, men have to lead, not women. What is wrong with that? I'm teaching guys how to be leaders with women.
Hold up. Hold up, boy. I was with you until that part. That took a turn so quickly. Right. Okay, so yeah, Elgarath and Karo. There's a discussion breaking out, in the chat. So I was keeping up with it while listening to what's going on this podcast as well. Right. So yes, Karo was saying what knowledge of people as groups can create some misunderstandings and misunderstanding and misinformation, right? Accurate to some point, yeah, but of course exceptions exists, depending on what kind of group it is, right? Yeah, and Elgarath was saying, no, I'm saying you're not speaking to what I'm saying unless, I'm saying you're not speaking to what I'm saying unless you think your statement dismisses using knowledge of groups in any way. If it does, I'll call it stupid, but what you said is something that no reasonable person would disagree with, but doesn't argue against what I said. And Karo is saying to Elgarath, what I meant is just going by the knowledge of groups or people can spread misinformation since everyone is so different. That's how many conflicts happen since people judge by groups. Yes? Again? Get ice. Yeah, and Elgarath is saying, which is obvious, not worthy of mentioning, doesn't disagree with what I said. Which is why I called it Nothing Burger. Right. Why? I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Right. So yes, there's a famous quote. I forgot from which movie. It might be one of the Marvel movies, but a person is smart, people is stupid. Oh, it might not be from Marvel. And I actually agree with that statement. Yeah, a person who is working alone could handle jobs accurately, whereas if you're working in a team, suddenly everything becomes clumsy. Because not all of us, it's not like we have Neuralink, right? We don't know what we're thinking, right, without having to speak, right? And Karo has a rebuttal. You said everyone is different, but that doesn't mean you can judge. You can't judge by groups. I disagree with that, and said what I said. If you think that's nothing burger, that's on you. And Elgorath is saying to Karo here, I never used the word judge. I said have knowledge, right? Yeah, sharing information, etc. And it is really up to the facts to decide what is misinformation and what is not, right? Because the longest time, people thought that Earth was flat until some scientists realized that, hey, wait, we're on a ball right now, right? So the fact at the time was Earth was flat. But then, after this new fact that came in, suddenly Earth is round. After some time, of discovery. I think someone got killed for discovering that too, for saying that Earth is round instead of flat.
A part of being a leader is reinforcing boundaries and punishing bad behavior from your girlfriend that's undesirable.
I mean, we love.
I know you don't like the way I say it, but it's the truth. If I have a boundary and a girl doesn't stick to it, all right, well, you know what? I'm not fucking with you no more. Break up with her, whatever, and then she's gonna come back correct.
Like, for example, your friends flake tonight. Did we, hate them? No. I mean, you gotta punish their behavior, because what happens? We have a podcast to do, and it has to be done.
There's punishment. Here's the thing: when I say within the relationship with a man and a woman, it's met with contempt. But everyone exerts boundaries. If a man doesn't pay for a first date, you punish that bad behavior and you don't hang out with him again, correct? Or maybe he wasn't funny or cool. You punish that bad behavior. There's consequences. You don't hang out with him again, correct? Why is it a problem when a man has a consequence for a woman, but it's not okay when a woman has a consequence for a man?
Silence.
I've just repeated myself so many times. I don't want to repeat myself
the same
again.
thing over again. It's not.
But what you're saying is incorrect, is what I'm trying to say. You keep saying having boundaries with women is misogynistic, and I'm saying
That's not what I said. How many times? I'm sorry. How many times have I said that a man can have his own boundaries? Right? There's nothing wrong with that.
But then you're saying that what we say in videos is misogynistic.
Does anyone want to reword what I said? Because I just feel tired repeating myself at this point.
No, it's not that you're tired. You've been repeating yourself. It's that you have not been able to substantiate your accusation that we're misogynistic.
I said you have some misogynistic tendencies in your content. Yeah,
and you have not been able to substantiate it.
I just said you want me to repeat myself again?
You have not been able to substantiate it because we gave you the textbook definition of misogyny, and nothing that we've shown, which is what you claimed was misogynistic, showed misogyny.
You said multiple
My
times
dude.
My dude.
But it's not a hatred of women, though. It can't be.
That's rooted in biological fact.
What do you think that?
Although it is unintentional, I think it's a misogynistic outcome. Elgorath is saying, how can you hate women by the result of an outcome and not intent? No, I don't want to go there. Hold on. I need to find a better example. Yeah, because if I mention that, then we're going to divert. But I can't think of anything else right now. Hold on. Okay. Let's say you're making a space where there's no dogs allowed. Let's say that. Yeah, I'm using animals this time. I'm not using people now. Yeah. I was thinking about in regards to people. Yeah. So let's say there's a space where there's no dogs allowed, right? So cat owners goes there. Yeah, and cats mingle, they be cats and they play with each other, they chase something, they do what cats do. Now, there's a dog owner arriving with dog. They come into this space, they're quickly instructed that dogs aren't allowed in here, right? So the dog owner leaves. Now, the intention is for the cats to have a safe space where, they don't have to, I guess, fight another animal to claim that particular territory just for cats, right? But the result is it is discriminating on dogs. He's influencing people towards misogynistic behavior while the intent might not have been misogynistic. Yes. That is the point that I was trying to make. Yes. Yes. Yeah, and Betty's saying, like if your boyfriend does something wrong, you don't have sex with him or won't cook his food. Women do it all the time. Why it only wrong if guys do it? And I'm saying it's not the wrong thing to do. I mean, if you're trying to, I guess, develop a relationship with that person, obviously it's the wrong thing to do. But because, you know, you're trying to manipulate the person into having sex with you, right? And yeah, people doesn't understand the context of what happened. Yeah, we might be able to go back to that video later on, but yeah, the message is there's ways of manipulating women into having sex with you. Betty's saying that wouldn't make me feel bad. I would be like, okay, go sleep with someone else, have a good time, right? Right. So the instruction is actually, you know, not a bad way to go. Yeah, so Kara was just explaining what went down in this one Instagram video and the reason why they're having this discussion, right? But the thing is, the woman in this podcast is currently accusing these two men of being misogynistic while saying that they're not being misogynistic, they just have misogynistic tendencies, right? So now they're phrasing it that way now, right? And the guy's so fixated on the definition of misogyny and just demands answers for why they think he hates women. Yeah. It's like explaining why Earth is round.
Women are incapable of being in leadership roles. Well, they are today in today's society. I'm so sorry to tell you, and they're doing great jobs at it.
Women can't be in a leadership role within the confinements of a relationship with a man. Remember, we're talking about you have a girl over at your place. Women cannot lead men in a relationship.
Okay, well then why'd you just ask me about successful women leadership roles in the world if we're not talking about that?
Because I'm saying that the world that we live in was built by men and no matriarchy has ever survived. Therefore, men are born leaders.
Okay, so then why are you asking me about world examples if we're talking about romance? I don't understand.
Because it also applies.
Okay, exactly. So women are capable of
But for this specific conversation, we're talking about men have to lead within a relationship, and you lead by exerting boundaries.
I think it's healthy for everyone to exert boundaries, yeah.
Good. But men especially have to do it.
So
women and men have to exert boundaries. I was saying the way which we're referring to women, that women are these these people that have to be submissed and put consequences
for a relationship to work.
Okay.
I mean,
Did you or did you not say earlier? I said who leads in a relationship? You said men, correct?
A lot of times men do, yeah.
Okay, so for a leader to exist, someone must submit to their leadership, correct?
Okay, yes. What about
You're using submission as if it's a bad word. Submission is not a bad word. Following a man's lead is not bad.
I think anyone who watches that video can see the undertone of the video and say, yeah, there's a misogynistic undertone to that video, because you're talking about women as if they're these people, these things, these beings that, because they don't want to have sex with you, they have to. There's consequences to not wanting to have sex, and that they have to be submissed and like put into control because they don't want to have sex with you. And yeah, there's a misogynistic tone to that, and it's a very honestly pretty rapey misogynistic tone to that that contributes to like a lot of sexual violence against women all over the world.
If anything, I say it's preventing that, but I guess I have to respect what she thinks. All right, and. She's poking a sleeping bear. She's challenging something that she shouldn't be, because it's actually preventing things from happening, in my opinion. What is this thing about leadership and shit? Why aren't we focusing more on the teamwork rather than, who gets to decide what? Why do men have to set boundaries when we can just force boundaries to happen if we wish? What? What? I never felt like I was, trapped in a situation where I don't get to leave because of a woman. Yeah, Kara's saying a little stretch at the end there but I respect her opinion, right? I mean, that's her perception. I feel like she shouldn't have challenge that though. I feel like it came out in a favorable outcome from what we've seen in that Instagram video. But okay, yeah. So Elgarath is saying kind of like MRA. Men have some issues, but often it feels very much like attacks of feminism or misogyny, no matter how it is phrased. Yeah, I mean, if you twist it a certain way and try to interpret, try to interpret what you see in your own way, then you can see it in any way. Yeah, so Betty's saying, I'll be honest, I say hello boundaries in my relationship. What? Okay. I said hella boundaries in my relationship. I like things to go my way. Right. Yeah, it's good to have both sides set boundaries.
How's that?
Did I
rapey?
say that? It didn't come out of my mouth.
You said
We just
rapey.
said rapey.
Some people might interpret it.
Some people
different
interpret it
ways.
as
You
that,
might
yeah.
think of it like in an innocent way, but
How is
somebody
telling
else
a woman to
gonna-
leave after she doesn't want to have sex rapey?
No,
I-
it's the
yeah.
consequence.
No.
No,
If
no,
you're not gonna
no,
say this
no,
now,
no,
hell
no.
no. We going all. We
He
going all
said
the way.
to leave.
Yeah.
No, that's
How is
it would
that?
be the opposite. But I'm saying she's referring to the part where he says there are consequences. Some guys might see, oh, consequences. I gotta take.
I'm not saying you
your-
see it as that. I'm not saying you do at
cookie or
all.
whatever.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that a lot of men take that type of mentality and they take it like to a different extent, and they, there's.
We don't
yeah.
operate on what ifs, could haves, and
So-
whatever.
Okay. Well, that's
I'm
the
simply
reality.
saying, no, it's not the reality, because I'm simply saying, woman doesn't want to have sex, cool, you must leave. Period. There's nothing rapey about that. If anything, in the video I said, I respect your boundaries, but you
Yeah.
have to leave.
There you go.
Yeah, he
And you
did.
said this podcast, so you're addressing us in this studio. You know what I'm saying?
The
so,
content.
As misogynist.
So content.
The
So
con-
it's misogynistic,
concept.
and it comes off as rapey. Under where did we say there, do anything that is rapey?
Every girl I deal with never ever said that to me. Any girl on the show that's been on the show never said that either. So you're saying that right now. I want you to tell us
And she said she
exactly
didn't like the tone
why
as well. She didn't like the
why
tone.
you're saying that. You should tell us why you're saying that and the facts behind it. I'll believe you.
Like I said, I'm not saying you guys are rapey at all. I'm not saying that. I'm sure you guys are not. I'm sure you guys would never do something like that. That's not what I'm saying.
You said it comes off as rapey.
I'm saying that contributes to that type of mentality that men have, that they feel so entitled to a woman that, yeah, a lot of times they commit acts of sexual violence against women. And it's unfortunate and it's true.
On the contrary, we're telling them to not do that and to find another
She
girl.
just told him to leave. like, okay, I can understand if you said to hold her down, hold her by the neck,
Yeah.
Lock the door.
so make her
Call
submit.
her
You said
girl.
to
I-
leave.
I'm
Call
not saying,
another girl.
but I'm not saying about the fact that he told her to leave. I'm saying about the fact that you guys in that video were saying that women are these beings that need to be
Not beings.
submissive, that need to be taught to like be put into their place if they don't want to have sex with you.
Pause.
Like,
Play the video one more time, Chris. Because I didn't hear
Yeah, where did I
any
say?
of
Where
that.
did I say put her in
Hold
a
on,
place
play
if she
the
has to
video.
have sex with
Chris,
you?
play the video one more time, please.
Yeah, like
'Cause
nah,
I did not
we're gonna
hear
go all the way with
none
this.
of that.
If you're
Like,
gonna make
what the
claims like this,
fuck?
you gotta back it up all the way, man. We got
Oh.
100,674
Guys,
people
like the
watching
video,
right
go
now.
to the channel. This is crazy right now. I can't believe this.
Yeah, see, she got you because of her flexible definition.
Yeah, she's reaching. Yeah, and it makes her position weak in this argument. She shouldn't have went for that. Like, that's the kind of comment that you make, and then after that, people just stops listening to you because they just don't expect anything productive out of you anymore. Like, you want to be really careful, especially in this platform, to say the things that you actually want to point out to prove your point. And the way she's doing it is, I just don't agree. She's being very extreme with her reasoning on this. Yeah, I don't get any rapey vibes from what's happening, but I do understand that it might seem misogynistic with the way he phrased it. It's just, at the same time, it is, he is talking to people who is like him, who is the nice guy type, who happens to not understand that things aren't always transactional, right? Just because you did nice things, it doesn't mean sex comes flying back like boomerang. Yeah, that's not how it works. But some people don't get that. And those people needs instructions that he gave in this Instagram video in order to not commit a crime, is how I took it. So I have no problem with what he did in that Instagram video. It's just the way she's phrasing it now makes it seem like now it's wrong for those nice guys to, do the things that he said that they should do. And I hope, I don't know if it's teaching them a lesson. Yeah, Elgorath is disagreeing. Yeah, I'd like to know your point, but in the meanwhile. Yeah, Elgorath before said, also an often misunderstood thing in relationships, boundaries can impose restrictions or demand behaviors from the other person, which is true, yes. Yeah, and that's why having like a successful relationship is like, you've finally found the puzzle that you actually fit into. You yourself is a puzzle piece, and then you just kind of, you click. Yeah. Without any parts that are, missing in the teeth of it all. Yeah. You just match. That's what matching is. And Betty saying he does sound entitled as fuck. Right? And Karo is saying everyone should set their own boundaries and respect each other's boundaries. He's still an asshole. She had a good point at the start, then she fucked it up. Sad. They weren't really listening to her, and now they completely ignore her, which is a shame. And Elgarat is saying, I disagree somewhat with what you said. It's fine if people are transactional. Some people are like that, but you can't enforce the person putting in what you expect. Right. And in which case, you should walk away and not do further transactions. Yes. Yeah. And especially for people who doesn't understand that. Like, in a situation where you are a transactional person, and the other person is not, for some reason, yeah, for many reasons, it just logically doesn't make sense in their head that the transaction that they're supposed to have is not working, right? There's an error in their head now, and now they don't know what to do, so they want to force it to happen. So to prevent that, this guy exists, in my opinion. I feel like he's doing a good job with the audience that he has. I don't have a problem with the message that he's sending out, because no matter how misogynistic it sounds, he's talking to another misogynist anyway. I'm assuming. Just assuming. Yeah, and I'm insulting the entire community of, Fresh and Fit right now. But it's just, from the reaction that I've also heard from the chat side as well, I feel like the loudest part of the community is very similar to what this guy thinks. Yeah, how this guy thinks, sorry, English. But yes,
Misogyny, nail down the definition and you stop her. Exactly, which is what we're saying. If you're gonna make a claim, ladies, you gotta be able to stand on it.
Because look,
with 2 feet.
We love women.
All the way, yeah.
All day, every day.
I respect your boundaries. I understand you don't want to have any bedroom fun.
It's good.
But I got my needs, and I'll see you later. And
It's
you
good.
tell her to leave. Simple as that, guys. Never, ever let a girl leverage bedroom fun against you to try to get some compliance. She's within her right to not give you the fun, but you're within your right to get the fun from somebody else. Don't be stupid. Don't chase, replace.
How is that?
see, the thing that is so good about this video though is he's putting this mindset onto the people that listens to this advice as you're actually at an advantage. Like you're at a better vantage point. Like you're the one who's, like you're the master of this game. It's a positive way to encourage people to not go around and rape people. It works, strange enough, in my opinion. It doesn't feel like, you're being lectured. It feels like, did you know that there's this life hack that you can do? That's how it feels like to me. Yeah, when, I listen to this video. And people who are, in that mindset follows what he says, and it just happens to work out in a non-violent way. And I support this. Yeah, Blake is saying this is why you shouldn't have sex. Don't have sex, or you will get chlamydia and die. Don't do it in the missionary position. Don't do it standing up. Just don't do it. Promise? All right, now everybody take some rubbers. Yeah, that's pretty much high school sex ed right there.
That grapey. He said to leave, and you know what? Someone else, if they're down, cool.
Yeah.
If not, it's cool.
Yeah, the actions in that video are not wrong. I'm saying you're entitled to leave. You're entitled to tell her to leave. I'm just saying
No,
that.
but you pointed out that video many times. That video is
Yeah, yeah, for sure. The mentality of that video that you have to play these mental manipulative games with a woman because she doesn't want to give you her body. Yeah, I mean there is something wrong with that, I think.
I would say it's pretty straightforward.
If I tell her to leave,
You could
how
have
is that?
texted another girl and be like, "Hey, can you come over later?"
If I'm in my own
Without
home,
having
why should I
That's
change what I'm?
rude. Like it's just rude, and like
It's
we're
rude that she doesn't want to have sex
Yeah.
too.
speaking to the mic. That's right.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like that. It's rude. Like y'all don't like. Here's the thing: women want to have the leverage at all times. I want to be able to dictate when we fuck. I want to be able
I
to
have to
dictate
wear
how we-
makeup,
and
all
that's
kinds of
cool.
stuff to
But
manipulate
when a
men.
man puts his foot down and says, "I'm not tolerating this," you got to get out. That's a problem. Why is it a problem for a man to have boundaries and standards? Why is it okay for a man to say, "I'm not waiting for sex, get out"?
And you
Why is that
understand,
a
right?
problem?
This is for men, not for women.
Mm.
Why is that a
So
problem?
you taking it that way, understandable. But this is for men that want to actually get laid, or for example, want to find a woman that actually wants them. Because look, if you don't want a guy, that's fine. You can leave. You can find somebody else that you want. I'll find somebody else that I want. It's simple. It's not grapey. It's like, okay, you don't want me.
And where did I say put her in her place and all this extra stuff?
I'm not saying that.
That's what you said earlier.
Oh no, I'm saying I'm responding.
Put her
to
in her place. There's
Okay.
consequences.
Because I'm saying that you wanting her to leave, calling another, that's fine. You do what you want to do. You have your free will to do whatever you want. I'm saying that mentality of your ego's so hurt that a woman doesn't want to have sex with you. Why should there be consequences to that? Because she doesn't want to have sex with you. If she doesn't want to have sex with you, she doesn't want to have sex with you.
But who's
and that's
hurt?
fine.
He's not hurt.
You're
He's
saying-
just getting what he wants.
Yeah, it's not a problem of ego.
You're saying that you're saying that you're obviously you feel some type of way.
No.
You obviously feel some type of way because you feel the need to play these manipulative games to make the girl feel bad. Is what I'm saying. That's the messed up part. That's what I'm saying.
I'm actually happy. You know why? Because now I know she doesn't want me like that. That's fine. You go your way. I'm gonna go my way. It's done at that point.
Then if you
How is that like?
if you didn't feel some type of way about it, you wouldn't be calling someone else to play manipulative mind games on her.
No,
right?
no. Understand, right?
Mm.
You want to have a date. You want to have fun. Cool. I want to get laid.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to do it, that's fine. If Jackie won't do it, Becky might. What's wrong with that?
But you gotta understand, Marlon said go to another room and call another girl,
And then come back.
and say, hey, listen, you're in your right to do what you want. Please leave.
But he also said that she's gonna hear you talking to the girl. So
Okay.
obviously your
If she
intention
hears
was
you talking,
for you to.
it's not the intention. It's I'm gonna
for
do
her
what
to
I'm gonna
hear,
do,
you
and a
know?
byproduct of it is she overhears it. That's on her. I'm not gonna go. Remember, ladies, I'm in my own home here.
You very clearly said manipulative mind games though, like the anxiety thing, the whole thing. So it's just like it just gives this undertone of like, oh yeah, women need to
don't
be put in there.
manipulate and play games with
Women
men?
need to be. You're not acknowledging what I'm saying right now.
No, I am.
Like
I'm,
you're like.
Can we just agree
I'm
to
making-
disagree?
Yeah, no, of course.
Nah,
I-
she
No,
made
we
crazy
can't.
I think we
accusations.
Yeah, he does keep cutting in, which
No,
is
of course, everyone's
frustrating.
gonna have
I'm reading the
different
comments
opinions.
and they're all like,
Everyone's
can
gonna
we
have
just
different
keep going?
opinions, and that's fine.
No, that comes from saying what you want.
Let's read the chat real quick. Chat real quick.
Neil Hikari, I had to come back from Ninja watching this girl sound ridiculous. We all looking at you crazy right now because they literally pulled up the video. You mentioned mad props to Fresh and Fit crew. I don't know how you all deal with this craziness every week. Yeah, I know.
I know.
$200 super sticker from Z. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
I
Z.
appreciate
Appreciate
it.
brother.
We got our boy Jabrizi Magic. They're just mad. Myron is revealing the one trick they have in their bag. They're in Miami. Obviously, this is how they are getting across the events and opportunities. Yeah, that's what girls do is leverage sex against guys for
Jabrizi in the
compliance.
building.
And we tell guys not to do it.
What up, Neil?
Shout out to him.
We got Devin Sayers.
There is literally no logic, proof, or sense or red statement whatsoever. Myron's here, so here, some bread. I am sorry you have to deal with this because statements like this are what hurts a man's reputation and image if unchallenged. Yeah, that's why I'm challenging her on it.
Facts.
Because if you're gonna say we're misogynistic or rapey, you got to be able to substantiate it, and she's still not been able to do that.
My mom watches this podcast. My sister as well. What part of this is raping? Please
I
tell me.
just said you guys yourselves. I'm sure you guys are not rapey guys. I'm saying that this type of mentality that women have to be punished and there's consequences to not having sex contribute to this dangerous idea, this rapey, dangerous idea. Not you guys. I'm not saying you guys do this. I'm saying overall, men will get this and run with it.
I would argue that telling men to not wait around for sex actually makes it less rapey because they're kicking you to the curb and
Exactly.
finding another girl that wants to have sex.
And then who in the chat wants to do that? Please tell me.
I don't mean she's saying not because the man doesn't want to have sex. It's the word that it's the choice of words that you're using, which interpret
Okay,
can be interpreted.
Listen, you guys
different
can say tone, you guys can say words, all those other stuff. Where did I challenge the idea? Let's not challenge how it's being said. Let's challenge the idea. What's wrong with exerting boundaries, and how does that make a man misogynistic?
I've already said there's nothing wrong with exerting boundaries.
Okay,
Okay,
so
we're on the same page.
So how am I misogynistic?
Again.
There is no misogyny. There is. That's the thing. Like,
Okay, well,
All right, I think the chat.
straight up, you were wrong.
no.
That's what it is. You are incorrect. We are not misogynistic.
Okay, well,
We are realistic.
we can disagree. That's fine. And I think that maybe if you guys want to be open minded, just like I plan to be open minded after this podcast, I want to rewatch it and I'll be open minded. But I think you guys should be open minded too to the content you're putting out, the way in which you're saying things, the roots to what you're saying, things like where they come from, and I
Just like women are being empowered to make their own decisions and do what they want, we're empowering men to not tolerate the bullshit from female liberation. A woman is free to do what she wants, but that does not mean that men have to go on her program. They're liberated as well to do what they want, and that means getting rid of the girl and finding another one. That's what we teach guys.
And another
Yeah.
one.
Exactly.
And
Get
another
girl.
one.
Because
And another
because when
one.
girls-
DJ Khaled.
The thing is this: women don't like it when a man puts boundaries up and says, "I'm replacing you." Then I literally said in the video, "Chase, don't replace."
Okay.
It's just that women treat men as expendable commodities. They take the guys go out on dates with them. They have sugar daddies, whatever it is.
Pay the bills.
Pay the bills. Guys are taken out on multiple dates. They don't fuck their girls. I teach guys to treat women like expendable commodities back. Ladies want to exert their boundaries and say, I want to do this and I want to do that. And you're not getting sex. You got to treat her just like she treats you. She doesn't want to fuck. Cool. You're going to move on to another girl and replace her. What is wrong with a man being liberated just like women are liberated to do as they want?
It's no force. It's just
no
like,
force.
Just,
If anything, it's the opposite. You're getting rid of a girl that's non-compliant.
yeah.
There's consequences to actions. Just like if a guy took you on a bad date and you didn't like the date, you don't talk to him again, right? He has to suffer consequences for fucking up on a date. What's wrong with a man making a woman suffer for consequences for not getting what he wants?
making her suffer for not having sex with you.
Notice how I literally said women make
That's
men
what you
suffer.
wanted in the video,
So,
right?
Hold on, wait,
Sex.
no. Hold on. Notice how I said she didn't say a word when I said women make men suffer consequences when they take her on a bad date. But when a man makes her suffer consequences for not getting what he wants, she has contention with that.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna slow that down. I'm gonna repeat.
once again. Unfortunately, we have to stop here. I know you guys love this. Love listening to this discussion happening. It's just link in the chat. Link in the chat, check it out. And I've received the raid suggestion. Thank you very much. Yeah. We'll get in there. Now you've suffered with me. Now you guys are going through the pain that I was going through. I'm not suffering alone. I drag you guys down with me. Woo! There's no misogyny, right? And he's realistic. Not misogynistic, he's realistic. And later you'll hear him say that what he's saying is facts. And yeah, pretty much facts don't care about your feelings, is what he tells the ladies there later on. Yeah, so Elgaroth was saying, because most people are transactional in some sense, most just tend to see it in a more down payment style, which is true. Like gold diggers exist, right? Yeah. If you do stuff to help out your friend and they never have time for you, ignore your calls, never hang out, and never return a favor, then you're likely to drop them as friends. Transactional people tend to keep closer track and expects more balanced or favoring them. Yeah, those type of people that I don't really stay friends with. Yeah, if I see that happening, I usually keep distance, because yeah, I don't know what they expect out of me too. It's stuff that I don't even remember. Yeah. So I don't want that kind of conflict in my life. Yeah, so Caro is saying it's rude that she doesn't want sex. Yeah. And Betty says she doesn't even go there. Oh yeah. Don't try to change a piece of shit. He will be a piece of shit until he dies. Yeah, and Elgaroth was saying, I agree with her, it shouldn't have consequences other than ending. Yeah. Which is why she sees it as something that is misogynistic. And Flake says, if the girl whose meal I insisted I pay for doesn't give her body over to me like I rightfully deserve, then daddy's gonna get angry, right? And Karo is saying, I get why she's sidetracked, because he cuts in so many times, and now he even says that, sorry, she talks crazy. I'm talking crazy now. Yeah, I feel bad for her, says Karo. Oh, sorry, Haku. Yeah, I'm gonna summon you soon. Right. And yes, yeah, Elgaroth's starting to find the discussion annoying. Continues saying he's focusing on a different part than what she's talking about. Yes, he does keep diverging. he does keep going off the point. Yeah. And just focuses on the part where he's being hateful towards women, which is not necessarily the statement that the ladies were making. Which is, yeah, it's something that is very frustrating about, and he doesn't see it any other way. And what this reminds me of is this. Actually, no, I don't wanna put him on blast. Actually, no, it's harmless. I knew a guy who's like this, who feels like, you know, all women that spoke to him was into him. that like no matter what the girl says to the guy, he will take it as her hitting on him. So yeah, I'm assuming he's that type of a very confident person. Confidence that I will never be able to mimic, I guess. Elgaroth is continuing saying that he's now reframing consequences away from what she's talking about. Well, you have to call them out. Oh, sorry. Yakara was saying it's impossible to have discussion with people like him, poor woman. And Elgaroth says, well, you have to call them out on it and have to notice the things, which can be very difficult when you're in the middle of a discussion, especially when this guy is trapped in an echo chamber. Where all these audience is just supporting his claim, right? it's hard to prove a guy wrong when there's like a whole group of people behind him supporting him with what he's saying. And the four brave ladies that joined their podcast and, you know, pointed these things out, although, you know, some points weren't as effective as the points that we as a collective agreed with, right? They did something. They were there to challenge them on it, and great, right? And if you guys didn't click on the link, I also have another link that is actually a reactionary of these two, like reacting to what happened in this particular podcast, and boy was it a gift. I want to link this to you guys too. I want you guys to witness this as well, because I had to suffer through. That means you guys have to as well. If I go down, you go down with me. Give me a moment. Right. So I need the link. Hold on. It's not cooperating with me. Hold on. Yeah. So the link to the reaction of these two watching this podcast is in the chat box. Please check it out. Yeah. So support their channel, I guess, if you agree with them, or if you wanna further watch these things and see it unfold in whichever ways it's going to. Alright, so Elgaroth is saying basically what he's doing is like, if I say, hey, if a woman doesn't want to have sex with me, I punch her and tell her to get the hell out, she needs to face the consequences. Then when someone says, hey, that's not good, and I go, shouldn't I be able to send her on the way out, right? Although it's not as physical, I think it promises a better outcome than, you know, a person teaching a person who just doesn't get it to respect the other side. Because sometimes some guys just wants it their way, right? And the way he's phrasing everything, it just works for those people's narrative, and that's why it's far more effective in my opinion. Yeah, although it is wrong. The way they do it is wrong. It's just, it's a far more effective way to get a peaceful outcome out of that situation. Yeah. And I'm gonna get back talking about sex. I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about relationship. Right, so yes, Elgaroth was saying, and but if you said it should have consequences, then I go, yeah, if I give a bad date, if I give a bad date, it has consequences, where consequences has the understanding of it ending, but clearly in the original statement, the punch is meant as part of the consequences and is what's being called out. Yeah. The misogynistic tendencies, like she pointed out. But see, the way she keeps referring back to what he said also wasn't really helpful, because yeah, I mean, she was being, you know, cut off several times. I guess she can't exactly follow her own train of thoughts when that's happening. I'll give her that. It's just, I wish she didn't paraphrase it, because she did many times, and that kind of distracted the point away, and it also took away her credibility with the things that she says in front of those audience who are already harsh. But anyways, that's just my opinion. Yeah, nobody asked for it, but yeah, there it is. Alright, so I feel like we had fun today. I feel like I got a lot of stress out of my system, and then I gave it to you guys. And now it's up to you guys to do whatever you like with that stress. I don't give a fuck. Right, so Elgaroth is saying, and that she's not being precise in what she's calling out, making sure it keeps focus. Yes. Which is a shame. Yeah. If the right person were to discuss these issues, you know, people who are actually good at debating, I guess. Yeah. Like fighting back with all these cutoffs and, I don't know, like talking over and all that. You know what though? The guy gives me Steven Crowder vibes. That's what he reminds me of, Steven Crowder. Right, so yes, yeah, Karo was saying he didn't listen to what she said, and and was hyper-focused on something else, and that frustrated her. It's hard to have a cool head and keep the topic on the right track when they don't even listen. Right, so the link that I gave you guys, the reactionary video will show you how good they feel about winning the argument. although it's more or less like the whole discussion is almost like, you know, hey, you dropped this trash, you're supposed to put it in the rubbish bin, and the guy's going, look over there. That's how I feel like this entire argument was. Oh god. Oh, I had a lot of fun. I'm glad I'm able to laugh out loud. Yeah, now that I'm not at work listening to this, I feel better.
And she does clarify about the call in front of the woman. If she had been more forceful in what she said, it
Yes.
might have helped. When you say ULL, call someone in front of her instead of after you send. Talk over her and cut her off until she says something wrong, and then they re-like we won.
Yeah, that was Karo's statement. But yeah, going back to what Elgorath was saying, when you say you'll call someone in front of her instead of after you send her off, then it says it, and then then say it should have consequences, makes it seem like demeaning her by calling someone else in front of her was part of the consequences, right? So, to be honest with you, that sentence is not being digested well in my head. I think it's approaching 9 o'clock, so I'm a little exhausted, but yeah, I'll probably reread this again later on while I'm not in front of the camera and probably understand it better. So, the stream is
I am
ending
bad at
soon.
typing.
No, you probably made sense, it's just, I'm not making sense right now, inside my
I
head.
mean writing.
It's cool. Yeah.
Make 2 long sentences.
It's fine. I'll understand your point later. But yes, of course, every opinion is valid. Yeah, as long as it's not harming, causing a really big harm. Yeah, in someone else's lives.
I have the same problem, Elgorath.
Yeah, but anyways. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this far. Don't die. Stay alive for those who love you and will love you in the near future. Laugh with me in the next stream. And Haku's complaining for some reason. Yeah, maybe it is wee time. Yeah, he really wants to pee. Alright, see you guys later. Bye! See you Monday!